I work with small businesses that are just starting to implement forecasting and budgeting. They end up hiring people to help them in this process. They make these fancy spreadsheets and fancy dashboards, thinking that they are going to help them make the financial decisions. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. The spreadsheet and the dashboard arrives, it looks very impressive, it looks very pretty, but as they're starting to use it and compare it, what they thought is gonna happen, what that actually happened, it's really far off. And unfortunately, that is not unusual. That is because planning and forecasting is a marathon activity. You need to be able to walk before you can run. And it takes two things to make this right. The first one is the quality data, and the second one is your accounting processes. Quality data is the foundation because planning is not a one and done event. Things change as you're growing, and you need to be able to update your projections to make them relevant and useful to what is truly happening in the business. So for that to happen, your data needs to be accessible, meaning that you can easily access it at any point in time. It needs to be up to date so that it's regularly being updated. And of course, last but not least, it needs to be accurate. The data that you have needs to be as accurate as possible because if it's not, it's going to be garbage in, garbage out. So to fix this, you need to be able to look at how you're producing the data, who is producing it, how often they're producing it, and how easy is it to access it. So if your data is not accurate, accessible, and up to date, you need to fix those. So accounting process is the next thing that is going to impact how you're forecasting and how you're projecting. Because if your accounting process is not set up the way how it needs to be, it's going to make a big difference on how your numbers look like on your profit and loss statement on your balance sheet. And that end result is going to affect how you're going to be forecasting. It makes it so hard to forecast when that is not done in an appropriate way. One such example is revenue recognition. And if you're noticing that your profit and loss statement, it goes like this, it's basically a roller coaster. Revenue recognition could be the reason why. And this is so hard to forecast because you have nothing to forecast it against. There's no trends that you can use to figure out how to forecast your revenue because one month is going to be completely up, the next month is going to be down, and it's just not going to be useful to you. So accounting processes is an important part when you are forecasting. So for forecasting to work, two things need to be fixed. They're crucial. Data, quality data, it needs to be accessible, up to date, and accurate. And the second thing is accounting processes. The way how you are doing accounting is going to impact your financial information, and that is going to drive the forecasting. If those are not done, the forecasting is just going to be another garbage in, garbage out. Is actually going to confuse you more when you're making business decisions, when you're making financial decisions versus helping you. And you don't want to be caught in that situation. Also, if you're interested in the location that I'm filming this from, stick around because in the next couple of seconds, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. This has been another episode of NewCastle Finance, Financial Tidbits from Old Castles. This video was filmed in Murska Sobota Castle. Murska Sobota Castle is more than just a castle. It's layers and layers of Slovenian history housed in one building. This castle has seen it all, starting in 1255 when it was just a humble mansion called Bel Mura. By the late 16th century, the family who owned it at the time decided to give it an extreme makeover, sprinkling many Baroque elements throughout and turning it into the Renaissance masterpiece we see today. Over the years, the castle witnessed the rise and fall of noble families and endured a war until it was finally purchased by the town in 1934. Its once lavish furnishings and jaw-dropping artwork were lost or auctioned, but luckily you can still catch a glimpse of its remaining treasures in the Grand Salon and the Pomorje Museum, which is housed inside the castle. Outside, the castle is surrounded by 22 acres of English landscape gardens and serves as the city park where many relax and soak up its beauty. Today, the castle is a popular venue for festivals, shows, and other community events.